From Kasaragod, I left Wayanad in the morning of 12th December 2025. NH66 work was going on and the roads were bad. I stopped for lunch at Iritty and had a wonderful meal. Initial conversations with a stranger often has the question about our native. When I say I am from Kerala, they say, "Wow, such a beautiful state. Tell me which are the must visit places and how to plan our days." I was a nerd, going to class, coming back, that's it. Wait, what differed now? Replaced class with office. Yeah. I reached Wayanad in the evening. Zostel was the stay for next couple of days. This property was British hospital back then and was renovated as hostel. Some were making fun that there are ghosts. I prayed that I didn't have to go to toilet in the middle of night. I played Monopoly and Carom with some of them. Later, a guy did beatboxing and set the vibe for the night.
We go.
In order to socialize in hostels, you just need to practice 5-6 questions. What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? When did you come here? What did you see? Or what are your plans for the next day? You are most likely to hit a conversation and become buddies. The next morning I went to Edakkal caves. Around 1.5 kilometers of steep climb, and then you will get to see huge rocks with old carvings. It was a weekend and was very crowded. You just watch some of the carvings in Google, do a legs workout and call it Edakkal Caves experience. Isn't that enough? Good thing about traveling by your own vehicle is that there is no hassle of transportation. You can travel anywhere, anytime. But the disadvantage is that you miss the chance of traveling with others, the new friends you make in hostel or the locals, and you miss out knowing the places better. Next I went to Karapuzha Dam. There were giant swings, ropeways, etc. If not for the queue, I would have tried the giant swing. People everywhere. By the way, Milma's mango flavored ice candy is really good. I had 2 of them. I later headed to Suchipara waterfalls. but there is limit of 500 people per day. So I didn't get the ticket. It was just around 1:30 p.m. in the noon. So locals guided me towards another small waterfalls. It wasn't that good. We were not allowed to even swim. So you either go to Suchipara itself in the morning or don't bother going. It used to get cold at night. If the doors were not closed properly, by morning we would have another guest. Morning around 7 am and evening 4 pm there are cycling batches. It costs you 500 rupees in total. They initially transport you in the kidnapping vehicle Omni, and then from there we all ride through the tea estate. It was a good experience. Later, I went to Banasurasagar Dam. One side dam, other side hills. You can also go on a trek there. Later, I went to Karlad Lake. It was not crowded, very peaceful. Evening I went to Ooru, tribal village model. From the bottom you need to get into shared jeep. Above, the huts were built in a natural way and the handicrafts, musical instruments were displayed. There was also a demonstration of cultural folk dance. Knowing Kannada, Malayalam, and English enabled me to be a translator for few. It made me feel like an important person, like a diplomat. The next morning, I and a hostel mate went on a bike ride towards Vythiri. There were 8 hairpin cows. We could have enjoyed the ride more had the traffic been less. Afterwards, we went to Pookode Lake. Pink lilies floating made the lake beautiful. In fact, the name Pookode means Flowers Lake. I had a fantastic lunch at Swami's Aryabhavan. Next morning, I hiked to Chembra Peak. If not for weekends, it's enough if you go to the ticket counter around 6:30 am. The counter opens at 7 am and you can do the payment of 800 rupees. Else, you need to book the tickets online in advance. Only 80 people are allowed per day. Also, they don't let you carry any plastic bottles. Either carry reusable ones or metal bottles. It was not a long trail, a bit difficult at few spots with boulders. Other than that, it is doable in 2 hours one side. Near Chembra Peak, on the way to Zostel, there is a small shop where you get grape tea. Don't miss to have it. The next day I started back to home. This time I decided to take the Madikeri road via Kutta. Amma had told me to visit at least one temple. So on the way back, I went to Thirunelli. I was not sure whether to go or not. But when I took that forest road, I was really glad I went there. The road trip was so good. Madikeri road was much better than NH 66. I could see paddy fields and then later coffee estates. By evening, I reached home and ticked off Wayanad from the list.